Hey everybody, Daniel Johnson from, sort of from the Dutch office, operating from the Roswell office this week. Glad to have you for another reaction video. Right next door, my buddy Sean Shields. There he is, waving to the good people. All right, we've got a couple of friends here from the industry. They're going to share their raw reaction. They're on the hot seat and don't know what they're going to see. But before we reveal the topic, let's hear from them. Tell us about yourself, Caroline.
Thanks, Daniel. It's great to be here. My name is Caroline Steele. I'm currently the product marketing manager at Sertifi. Sertifi offers agreement and authorization platforms that are built for businesses who need a more efficient and secure way to manage the full contract payment and authorization process. I came from the hospitality industry. I have 28 years of hospitality industry experience, so I understand the industry. It was a natural fit for me to go into Sertifi, so I'm excited to be there.
Awesome. Well, we're close friends with Sertifi. We are also a customer at Venza, so we love our friends at Sertifi. Okay. Also joining us, Mukund. Tell us about yourself.
Hey folks, great to be here. From Vegas, Viva Las Vegas. I'm happy to be here on this exciting reaction webinar by Venza. So thanks for having me. I've been in the hospitality industry for 25 plus years and, with Infor for 10 plus years. And Infor as a technology provider, we are heavily vested in hospitality and creating our cloud solutions, enabling true digital transformation for our customers. And I've just recently changed roles from product management to go-to-market management. I'm very excited about this role. So thank you for having me here.
Well, just before we turned on the record button, we were talking about the Infor mugs that we all seem to have from years past. So love our friends over at Infor for all things Infor, but especially for the trade show tchotchkes that we get from your team. So thank you, marketing team at Infor.
Infor, Sertifi, never heard of them. Never heard of them.
Just on the Infor mugs, there are some customers who actually have collected these mugs and have it on a display. Believe it or not, they send us pictures of these mugs. It's amazing.
It's important to have a hobby, I guess. If that's their thing, good on them. Yeah. All right, so you guys know how this works. Sean's going to share something on a screen, and we're going to find out what your reaction is to this. When you're ready, Mr. Shields. Okay, we've got Sean's screen showing us from our friends over at Skift an article about how Portugal got on the quote-unquote UK's green list, which is for travel post-COVID. Portugal has had a real tough time in the last few months with regards to COVID, but getting it more and more under control. And of course, with the UK, their rollout of vaccine has been so strong. So they have now gotten on the green list, and the article goes into how bookings are up hundreds of % for the good people of Portugal, the good people in hospitality in Portugal. So my question to you both is, how do I phrase this? Does do these governmental are you guys with me?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. These governmental listings of companies, this is really tough in the world of forecasting for hospitality. I mean, when you can see something, a switch turn, and all of a sudden you go from low occupancy to 600%, I think is what they said, travel bookings. What is is this a blip, or is this the world of forecasting for hotels is it going to be forever challenging? I mean, what do you think in terms of forecasting for occupancy for hospitality? When will we see something that is, reasonable? What are your thoughts, Mukund? What do you think?
Yeah, well, I mean, you're absolutely right, Daniel. In terms of, no one really has a crystal ball to look into and say, okay, this is when things will get better. We've always been predicting, saying by this time, say, assuming the vaccine rollout is completed, people will be able to do this. And I always use kind of an analogy, when your teacher says, don't do this, obviously, you don't do it. And then eventually when the floodgates open, you end up going and doing whatever you wanted to do, right? So it's the same thing with this herd mentality, with a lot of folks being restricted for the last 6 to 7 months, or even a year.
Or longer,
yeah, exactly. They have not been able to get out. So yes, this pent-up demand is there. It's real, and we've seen it. I mean, the people who love travel.
I feel it.
Yeah. So I think this spike will last until such time, what we call as the new normal, where things do get safe for people to travel to certain destinations. Until then, I think in this forecasting algorithm, whatever we use for revenue management, I think it's going to have these challenges.
Just fluctuation for a while until that pent-up demand subsides.
Exactly. So speaking of which, I think a lot of these companies that do forecasting, I think they've actually accommodated for some of these tweaks to make sure that, because this is only a period of time, and eventually, there's a supply and demand concept, right? So eventually it will taper off, and then things should get back to normal. So
will they look for benchmarks from 2018 and 19, just knowing full well that 2020 and 21 are just like, don't count them, right?
Exactly. And I think it's a once in a lifetime, as people say, right? I mean, at least in our generation, hopefully. I mean, hopefully we don't have this again, but I think it is something that we didn't expect, but I think we're coming through this. Hopefully, like there's light at the end of the tunnel. But I think these benchmarks during the pandemic years probably are not great for forecasting. Yeah.
Caroline, what are your thoughts with regards to this topic, forecasting challenges?
So the first thing that came to my mind was what you all have already mentioned, was benchmarking in the hospitality industry. You base 1 year off of the next and building growth. And I don't think that a lot of us know where to go from here. It's kind of a crapshoot, and it's almost like starting from scratch. So you're going to base it off of that, moving forward. I also think that it's going to depend very heavily on how much of this hybrid meeting is taken into effect. If people moving forward are embracing this hybrid meeting solution, which I believe to a degree that they will, it's all going to depend on that. But the real thing is that, like I said, it's like starting from scratch. So you're not really going to know what you can benchmark until probably 3-4 years from now, when you have actual data in place. So it's a little strange. It's like starting from scratch. To be honest with you.
And then when in what is it, 3 or 4 years, that's when the locusts come. That's what the plan is as well. So, I forgot to mention, we do have that crystal ball here in the office, and no, I hope not. That's terrible. That's just
you do have the crystal ball. I like that. Please tell us what's happening.
Yeah. You want to know who's going to win the Super Bowl? Yeah. Well, very great. Yeah, it's certainly unprecedented times, and certainly a challenge for all of our friends there in revenue management and forecasting and business planning. There's Sean's got to go. Sean's got to go. Tell us. Tell us, oh wise one.
I do want to add something to what Caroline said. I think we all agree. That's what's funny, Sean. No, but in terms of this whole situation, right? I think we talked about it earlier. The demographics have changed, right? So some people who never went to Portugal are going to Portugal now. So yes, there will be a spike for some of these new folks coming in to like new destinations, right? But it won't be to the levels that is currently forecast, because everyone is going at the same time. So,
but don't you think it also depends also on the area and how prepared they are for you, and how comfortable you feel going there. So Portugal has obviously done an exemplary job making themselves look safe. But I think that is what it comes down to, is what people feel comfortable doing.
That is true. Safety is obviously still top on everyone's mind. And for the US market, of course, Mexico is open, and they are actually doing something similar in terms of say, okay, they're safe, they're covering the cost of the testing and all of that. The results are really over with those employees, to bring them over, saying, yeah, we cover the cost. Even some hotels are, in case the guest needs to quarantine for whatever reason, they're basically saying you just pay at cost, not the normal rates of the hotel. So yeah, they're doing a lot to get people in.
This is kind of unprecedented, and God forbid we ever have to go through it again. But if something were to occur like this again, I feel like we're all better prepared and we understand. Again, I don't want to go through this again, but there is a beauty to going through something like this. You're way more understanding what you need to do to react to it.
Right.
Well, if we see something in Sean's crystal ball,
yes,
you
guys, bring it up.
You got the inside track. Yeah. Abracadabra.
Back to the future. I like that.
Well, thank you, everybody, for watching this reaction video. Thank you, Caroline and Mukund, for being on the hot seat. Appreciate you guys. And we'll see you at the next reaction video.
Right on. Thank you for having us.